Fire Sports Radio. We're here live at the Western Conference Finals. As you can see, where the Mavs lose Game 2, 106-100 to Oklahoma City. Now they have to go on the road in a tough environment and try to win a game. The story of this game tonight, the bench play for the Thunder came up huge tonight, a lot better than Game 1. You're going to see some interviews with, of course, Dirk, Durant, also both coaches, and what they felt like the keys to this game were and what they have to do to take Game 3. You're tuned in, you're locked in, RF Sports Radio TV at the Western Conference Finals.
Place to play and get a road playoff win. I thought our guys in the second half really locked in defensively and really did a great job of contesting shots and making them miss some shots. And we know that that's how we have to play. And they missed some shots that they normally do make, but we made them miss a lot of the shots that they did miss. So I thought it was a great effort. Everybody chipped in. Our bench has been good all year, and I thought they really did a great job tonight.
Coach, what was your feeling on the bench? You stuck with them in the critical moments of the game, and they all came through, especially Harden. Why did they play so well?
James has been, he's been improving ever since we drafted him. Rex, Coach Kalamian does a great job of really challenging him to get better every day, and we have a lot of confidence in James. I personally do, our team does, our staff does. He made plays, he made big basketball plays, and James is just not a spot-up shooter. He is a penetrator, he is a playmaker. And I thought he did it all tonight. He's a terrific player, and he's improving. As the season went along, he's improved. I thought he's had, since we made the trade, really stepped up to another level that allowed us to continue to get wins when we did have some guys new to our team. That defense was to make those shots and those free throws, how much he brings to our team. And he just does so many good things for us, and you would hate to have him feel bad if he missed 2 more of those free throws. Unfortunately, he missed the 2. They both looked good. But he came back. Nick has a lot of heart. He plays with the pure heart. He plays hard. He does everything for the team, and I'm glad that he hit those free throws. Those were big free throws for us.
Scott, the way that you defended Dirk tonight, talk about that versus Game 1, and then the bench outscored them 50-29. So we should talk about the group instead of this individual.
Well, the Dirk is, he's the guy, one of the best players offensively at that spot. We saw a couple of nights ago. I thought we did a good job of really getting into him and not allowing him to really lace it up and just shoot over our hand. We did a good job, but it's not easy. The guy still had nearly 30 points, and I thought we played as well as we can possibly play. That just tells you how great he is. Our bench has done played good all year for us. We've always felt confident in the bench. A lot of times they play deep minutes in the fourth quarter, but I thought the 50 points that they gave us was the game. It was the game. They really did a good job. But it's always a team effort. When you win, we lose, and win as a team. It's good that the guys came in and chipped in and played well for us.
Fourth quarter, nearly impossible to win a game when the other team shoots 8 out of 12 from inside the 3-point line, and then 11 of 17 overall in the fourth. Can you just talk about what happened between your third quarter defense to your fourth quarter? You guys played great in the third, held an 18, and also the next quarter for 29.
Yeah, our defense actually was, besides the third quarter, was bad again. We felt we had a bad defensive effort in the first game, and couldn't really get it done again today. I mean, we had a lead there, and still in the first and then early in the second. And you got to give them credit. They came out to play, and their bench, I thought, really changed the game today. They attacked us there in the second quarter, and I thought Durant was even on the bench, and they made a run, and he took the lead in the second quarter. And then, I mean, we gave up 26, 33, and 29 in the fourth. So just too many points defensively, just making errors, leaving shooters. Didn't get to lose balls, so it just was a tough outing, but you got to give them credit. They wanted it more, and they came out swinging, and they deserved to win.
Dirk, it's been a while since you've lost, and so now you give up the home court advantage. Just talk about how things switched there just in this one game.
Yeah, tough loss. but we feel we're a good road team. We won a game in Portland to close it out. We won 2 games in LA, so I think we can compete on the road. We just got to be a little sharper than we were in the first 2. But we said it after game 1. We got to be better on both ends, and we weren't. We weren't today, so we didn't really deserve to win. There was a stretch there in the fourth quarter where we were actually scoring. We just couldn't get the stops to close the gap. And thought there in the last 3-4 minutes we really buckled down and got some stops, got some rebounds, but it was a little too late.
Did you feel they did anything defensively different on you from this game compared to game 1?
Yeah, they tried to keep the ball out of my hands a little more. I thought Collison actually was trying to front me a little bit. That's why in the fourth quarter, actually, I got a lot of my catches at the high post because, I mean, it's impossible to front there. So basically, there in the fourth quarter, I still got my catches and tried to make some stuff happen.
Did you find yourself in the fourth quarter waiting for them to put the starters back in? Had reserves in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you tell me that they leave Westbrook out in the whole fourth quarter and we don't get stops to win, that would have been tough. So you got to give Maynard credit. I thought their bench, like I said, really changed the game today and they killed us there in the fourth. I mean, Harden made 23 points on 9 shots. That's a killer. And Maynard was phenomenal, really attacking. I thought our bench was the better bench in game 1, and their reserves really took that challenge today, and they came out swinging and really took it to us, and we were never ready for their reserves today.
You guys basically rode it all the way down the line.
Yeah, we had a good start to the fourth quarter, and we got a good lead. We were playing great defense, and that type of we can't mess that chemistry up. And that's what Coach made a good decision by doing that. And Eric Maynard, James Harden, and Naquan Cook, they were unbelievable for us tonight. Nick Collison as well just kept battling. I just tried to play off those guys, so they really won the game for us. And, that's a big effort, so we're going to need that for the rest of the series.
Kevin, as starters, how much do you guys rely on your bench, especially on a night like this, and then obviously carry the thing through?
Well, we know that if we want to go as far as we want to go, we don't need our bench, and that's a big part of this league. Dallas has a great bench, so we want to kind of offset theirs and kind of give them a battle with Barry and Terry, and those guys come off the bench. They're pretty good, so we know our bench has to be as good or even better. So tonight was a perfect case of that. They came out and played hard, defense first, and scored a lot of points.
Kevin, the numbers are overwhelming. If you lose the first 2, then you really have trouble winning the series. What do you feel now? Is it a sense of relief, or how do you feel leaving Dallas on the split?
I think we did our job. Of course we want to win every game, but coming in here to split is something that in the playoffs that's what you want to do. But going back home doesn't guarantee us 2 wins. So we got to come out with a mindset to try to take these games and go from there. We got to take it a possession at a time, a game at a time. It should be fun back at our place.
Kevin, is there something you guys can say or do to help Russell kind of work through some of the way that he's struggled a little bit, or do you just have to kind of let him work through it himself?
I don't think he struggled tonight. He just, we went with a different lineup in the fourth, but he didn't struggle when he was on the floor. He played pretty well, I think.
So it's just, you think it's just Eric Maynard playing that well and not so much?
I think just the way the game was going. Eric was, had our whole group going. And had the 5 guys on the floor just all in sync and playing as one. And we had a good lead. And 3 or 4 minutes ago, you can't take those guys out. So Russell understands that. He knows he's a perfect team, and he was over there cheering everybody on. And if you're a leader, that's what you like to see if he's on the bench.
Distribution, moving a lot of players.
That shows how crazy this game of basketball is. You can score 40 points, but lose. But come out and kind of have it evenly matched, and win the game. So it shows that guys don't have to have big, great games to win. It can be a team effort, and that's the type of group we are. And everybody chipping in and helping us win around this time is about whatever it takes. No matter who gets the most points, rebounds, minutes, it's about whatever it takes, and that was what we did tonight.
Kevin, in the second half, your transition defense improved drastically in the first half. It seemed like they had a lot of leak-outs and run-outs in the first half. Is that something you guys discussed to make a concerted effort to get back on D, or was it just a lack of hustle in the first half?
Yes. We could have picked up our energy a little bit more. I think with a good team like this, you give them easy points like that, the basket starts to get wider and wider, and they start to make those threes. And that's when they go and run. So we tried to stop that in the second half. I think we did a better job. Tyson Chandler is so good running the floor, so we had to be accounted for him. And you know, they run to the three-point line very well. Jason Kidd can find everybody. So I think we did a great job of you know, getting back on defense. But you know, on offense, when we finished plays and then didn't give them a chance to have those runouts. So we got to do a better job next game.
Kevin, could you talk about, it appeared that Coach Brooks was pretty animated at halftime, maybe as much as we've ever seen him. Would that be fair to say? And then talk about James Harden, too, in the game he had.
Yes, you know, Scotty was very upset. You know, we were up 2, but he was very upset. And he wanted us to do much better, especially myself, Russ, and Perk. So, you know, he got on us and everybody else kind of followed. And, you know, we came up there.
We got off to a really terrific start. After that period, they attacked us, they got us back on our heels. And I don't remember a game in 3 years we've won when we give up 56% field goal shooting. You know, it's just the defensive end is what we've got to solve and do better at. You know, scoring 100 points in a playoff game should be enough to win, but not if you're giving up 106, 112. It's just too much. And you got to give them credit. They played an attacking, desperate type game. They kept coming. They did not get discouraged. Their bench was dominant when they played, and you know, we have got to do a better job at the defensive end. And again, I don't know the loose ball count. You know, they got 13 out of 20 last game, and I'm sure they got us tonight for a lot more than we got. So those are areas where I know we can improve.
Coach, can you talk about the decision of playing Deshaun Stevenson in the fourth quarter? It's started down the stretch. Instead of using Pedro or JJ?
Well, Stevenson is doing the best job on Durant of just staying in his stance and just making it tough on him. And so, you know, that was the reason. I just, you know, I love the way he's battling. I love the way J. Kidd is battling out there, you know, in some of those situations. And you know, we're doing some switching and getting some tough matchups, and that's the way you got to play. You know, we've got to all battle for the entire game.
Rick, on the defensive end, I mean, game 1 you got away with it, but did you think the layoff had anything to do with it, or where did this thing go? Do you have any ideas or clues where this thing went south?
I'm not going to make an excuse about a layoff. It was like light years ago now by NBA standards, and that ended three and a half days ago. You know, so we're not going to make that excuse. I mean, hey, sometimes, you know, you get your butt kicked, you got to take it like a man, and hey, we got to respond.
Rick, late first, early second, they scored on 10 straight trips. Really seemed to turn the game around.
I would agree with that. Yes, I thought it turned the game around in a big way. And again, that's, you know, our substitution pattern, you know, rotation we're going to have to look at a little bit. You know, our zone was okay in the first game, and tonight it really struggled. And look, credit them for attacking it well. But you know, my sense is that when, you know, we look at the film, what we're going to find is the reason that they hit some really difficult shots. I mean, Harden hit some great shots. I mean, Durant's going to make some of those shots. You know, Westbrook got going. The reason those guys were able to get going was because early in the game, you know, we kind of allowed them to get going, and that's an area where we can improve. And you know, again, I would give them credit for how they played. They were more aggressive defensively, and they attacked harder offensively. You know, they took it personally, and they responded well. And now, you know, now we're going to have to respond.